Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Before we get started, I want to ask if you would do me a favor and click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. So I'm going to start us off by reading a little bit from Matthew chapter 7, where Jesus is giving his commandments, and he says, "Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets." Pretty important commandment there, something that has been repeated many times in many different ways, and what a lot of people think of as kind of the quintessential commandment of Jesus, how we should treat others. And so the story I'm going to be talking about here is about Joe Biden announcing this plan for student debt relief, where students will get between $10 and up to $20,000 in some cases of relief taken off the principal of their student debt. So that's going to make a lot of people happy, I'm sure. It's pretty, in my opinion, it's a good way to do stimulus. Now, should we be doing stimulus at a time like this with inflation so high? That's an interesting question, I think, but I wasn't really going to talk too much about that. But yeah, maybe we don't really need stimulus for the economy right now. But if you're going to do stimulus, I think this is a pretty decent way to do it. Now, a lot of the argument against a program like this is coming from people who are saying, well, how's it fair to give people this kind of debt relief when there's other people who have already paid off their debt and didn't get this kind of debt relief? I don't know what the point of making that argument is, because we can't go back in time. So what's the point, really? I don't know what they're trying to say. And if you were to remember back in time, the people making that argument were making the same argument back then, and were also opposed to student debt relief. So the fact that they're saying now, well, what about those people in the past, doesn't really make sense. It's not a good faith argument, because they were also against giving debt relief to those people in the past. So it's a funny one. I think there's just kind of trying to insert your sense of fairness into something that's happening and saying, well, because my criterias aren't checked off for fairness, therefore someone else shouldn't get something. That's a little unfortunate, and again, this is not kind of a nonsensical argument, because of how time works for us. It's linear and forward, and we don't do time travel. I was going to read from Matthew 20 also. This is a parable of the laborers in the vineyard, and the goodman, the protagonist, the lord of the vineyard, says to those who are murmuring against him, he says, "Friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst thou not agree with me for a penny? Take what is thine, and go thy way. I will give unto this last, even as unto thee. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil, because I am good?" So this is Jesus explaining to his disciples that his sense of fairness and goodness might not really be in line with theirs, and they shouldn't be upset with him or argue with him because he is doing good to somebody in a way that they think isn't quite fair or recognizant of what they have done and what they feel they deserve. So yeah, our sense of fairness and deserving is often centered around ourselves, and it's easy to think that we are worthy of receiving things, we are worthy of blessing, praise, reward, but then we see someone else getting something that's different than what we got, and we think, oh, that's unfair. Why did they get that and I didn't get that? Well, you might have gotten something else that the other person didn't get. There's a lot of good to go around, and it's nice to see the government doing things like this with tax money. As someone who pays taxes, I'm happy to see money go towards these kind of things. If we're going to have taxes, I'd be happy with the other extreme, and let's just shut it all down, say forget it all. But in as much as we exist in the present and the way things are done with taxation and the government and whatnot, yeah, I think the government should do these kinds of things with tax money. And yeah, let's be happy for people who catch a break and not be too legalistic about our own sense of fairness. And let's just remember how much we ourselves have received and be happy for others. And maybe you've received some debt relief. I'm very happy for you. I've never had student debt, thankfully, well, because I didn't study. But that's something to a way to avoid student debt. Don't pursue a higher education, but there's a lot of benefits to that. I'm very thankful for the people that do that, and I'm glad that they can catch a break. And maybe you are one of those people yourself, or you know someone who is, and congratulations. So yeah, let's be happy for people. Let's do what's right and be thankful for all we have. God bless you. Thanks for watching.